Just when I thought I was done, he pulls me back in. Just when I thought I was done, I get pulled back in. Just when I thought I was done, I get pulled back in. That's right, Cosby-Daff has descended from the heavens to give us mere mortal men Godzilla Creepypasta Replay, Chapter 6, Part 2, Electric Creepypasta, Lou. I was gonna go for a walk, but then Cosby-Daff decided, no, dog. And then T-posed all over me, and then decided to drop this here creepypasta. So here I am. Happy to celebrate. Welcome, Commodore. Welcome to the streamo. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started in here. Let's get. Okay, we are groovy. Yes, you sure did, Cosby. I was gonna go for a walk today. I was gonna go literally for a walk, and then you decided, no, Chapter 6. This will contain spoilers for everyone except for Cosby-Daff, who, well, I mean, he wrote this, so he knows what's going to happen. Unless he doesn't know what's going to happen, in which case, okay then, Chapter 6, Alkaline, Part 1, March the 27th, 2023. Hey there, it's me again. Before I start on World 6, I want to talk a bit about the conversation I had with Zach. I hadn't talked to him in a while, and I think we got off on the wrong foot, so I was attempting to remedy that. I don't remember what happens, but I hope Usul is okay. He's a good boy, and he deserves the world. He's the goodest boy, and he deserves the world. So I'm attempting to remedy that. I wanted to maintain a good relationship with the only person that I know of who's played this card. Ooh, that he knows of. Does that mean that there are other people who've played this card? Are there other people who've potentially played this version of Godzilla? That intrigues me. Will we get an answer to that? Maybe. Maybe. We had a much longer conversation this time. Question. Query. Querying question. Do you want the Doom 64 music back? Do you want the Doom 64 music back? Do y'all want the Doom 64 music back? You know, I'm going to give you the Doom 64 music. Fair enough. Fair enough. I want to make sure this is good for everybody. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So far, I'm interested in the fact that there might be other people besides Zach and this other guy who have played this game. And I wonder what happened to them exactly. I feel like you might have brought this up at some point, Cosby, but I can't remember, so who knows? I can't remember. It's been a while, sorry. Oh my god. Fan story canon. Prelude canon. Yes, Prelude is in fact canon. You cannot tell me otherwise. Okay, where was I? Much longer conversation this time. We started a more personal nature. I'm not going to post it here. What I will post is this. Zach. No, okay. Let me give Zach a good voice here. Let me think about this. As far as no, that's not it. I want Zach to sound right. I can't do Cosby-Daff's voice in reality, so Cosby, I kind of imagine that you and Zach would sound similar. Just a thought there. So I feel like Zach would be in your voice, Cosby. That's just a thought. That's just a game theory. That's a theory. It's a game theory. I'm sorry. As far as what is happening with your game, if I were you, I'd just stop. Hello, SQ Molo. I imagine Zach sounding like Cosby. So if you know what Cosby Daft sounds like, that's what I imagine Zach sounding like. You don't need to tell me that your warlock character has bad intentions. All things considered, I think you've had a pretty good run. You had a very interesting experience. I just let it be. I not press my luck any farther. I don't think Cosby really sounds like King Kill. Cosby just has a southern accent, but to each their own, I'm sorry. So, Zach is telling us not to press our luck, but we're going to press our luck, and we're going to fuck around and we're going to find out, because I kind of want to know what's behind that gate there. And I think Zach's not going to take this guy's advice, and he's going to continue to press his luck. These are my thoughts while I'm reading it, so please let me know if I'm being an idiot, you know what I mean? I get where you're coming from, but I can't do it. I really want to see this through to the end. Of course he does. Why? What are you expecting to get out of this? That is a good question. You're going to get demons out of this. Demons! At least for me, I had the excuse of not knowing what I was getting into, but you're aware of it. You know what you're pushing yourself into danger. This is a good point. You're still keeping at it anyways. This is also a good point. If you don't want people to play it, why did you sell it? Yet again, a good point. It wasn't because I wanted to spread the experience. I couldn't bring myself to destroy it. I wanted to be rid of it. It's yours now. And you can do what you want with it. But if you asked my opinion, I gave it to you. Well, we're not expecting a reward or anything, but in some weird way, I've grown attached to it. And the game's setting. Is this Cosby, the author, speaking to us, the audience? Is this Cosby, the author, speaking through his characters? I don't know. I'm sorry. Especially my little buddy Usul. Yes, everyone loves Usul. He's a good boy, and I hope he's so fine. I want to try to help him out. Your little buddy, have you considered this a setup for all you know Usul, or whatever he is some part of trap? That's a good point, and this game ends with you dying from an aneurysm. It's crossed my mind before, but I didn't want to get that vibe from him. You know that sort of sensation you get from certain characters? He felt real to me, like a scared little kid. You're setting yourself up to be manipulated. Yet again, fair enough. Is everything okay? Does my voice sound all right? Does everything, is gelling? I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe, but I can't abandon him. If the situation was worst, I think he would have helped me any. Let's restart that. Let's restart that. And besides, aren't you even a little curious what's behind the gate? That is a good point. I want to know. I have some feeling that this gate thing and this game is some sort of... Okay, here's my fan theory. Just hear me out. I think this is sort of like the Shin Megami Tensei games. I believe someone accidentally or on purpose created some sort of program to summon beings from other dimensions, and that this game was sort of a test bed for that technology, but it got out of hand and they decided to just chuck it. They decided to just, okay, no, we're not fucking with beings from other dimensions. We're not summoning them into our reality. It is best that we destroy this and move on. That is my theory. I believe that that's what this whole thing is leading up to, is that it's actually some sort of program, like a computer program designed to summon beings from other realities into our reality for purposes I don't exactly know why, and that the gate is just a digital function of that summoning program. That's just my fan theory. I don't know if it's true or not. Curious isn't the word I would use to describe it. Word, English, English, English. I would use to describe it. I get a shrinking feeling in my stomach every time you upload one of these. Have you ever considered that whatever is behind the gate is locked for a good reason? It bothers me how little caution you have about this, but whatever. Do what you want. Let me just ask you this. Do you feel that playing through the game was a mistake for you? There was a long pause. I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Part of me wants to think that ultimately those worlds are better off for it and that she's in a better place now. Another part of me feels like I was just being tricked into doing someone else's dirty work. If you're implying that this is getting personal for you in a similar way as it did for me, I might be able to understand. If you must do this, so be it, but proceed with caution. There's nothing I can do to help you besides talking about it. I continued on further a bit after that, but we changed topics. Sometimes I do feel a bit stupid keeping with this, having no idea what I'm really doing, whatever sort of danger I'm putting myself into. I could just call it quits and be done with the stress of it, but no, I don't want to spend the rest of my life wondering what might have been. It's never been about getting anything out of it. I may not understand what's going on in that world, but anyone can see it needs help. If you don't help it, then who will? That is a good point. Now that I've gotten that out of my way, finally, let's delve into the world of World 6, Alkali. Alkaline. Pretty cool name. Okay, so far I'm really liking that there's Mechanicon, and it's at Mogera in the background. I really like how desolate and kind of post-apocalyptic and Rust Belt this looks, just from the screenshots. Wow, this is an enormous board, easily one of the biggest ones I've encountered. Yet, tons of unique level types. I'm a little intimidated. Let's list them off. Sun-baked wastes! Vabra's Wall! Excavation site! Bronze City! Bronze Factory! The slums, the market, the town, the battleground, Silver Factory, Iron Foundry, Silver Dollar City, Silver City, Museum, Research Lab, Gold City, Gated Community, Command Center. But last but not least, the ever-welcoming Sin. There are 3 bosses, Mechanicon, Mogera, and Mechagodzilla, all robots, probably trying to take into the theme of this world, which seems to have a strong industrial vibe. Yeah, is this gonna be like all Rust Belt and like abandoned towns and abandoned cities and just depressing factories and the depressing reality of a manufacturing system that has left our country? Okay, we're getting a little political now, Ted. It's not letting me move past the Vabra wall tiles. I've never seen the game do that before. I don't think I've seen the game do that before either. I don't know what that's about, but I don't think it's would be wise to start with one of those level. I think it would be some sort of bullet hell endurance thing. The only other level type available to me now is the Sun-baked waste, so I'll start with that. Oh, that's cool. Okay, is this actually Cosby, question, Cosby Daft. You don't have to answer to me this if you don't want to, that is. I'm sorry. Will you be using this instruction manual for the creepypasta video game? Because I feel like this would be useful for that. Just a thought. Okay, that's different. I've never seen anything like this come up before either. An entirely new control scheme as of the game to let me know at least this looks like more complex than the original game. So move forward, move left. The game I'm working on is based with the first based on the first story with top-down segments. Thank you, Cosby. Okay. So, judging from the skull, right? These bones of this kaiju here, I wonder if it was bigger than Godzilla or longer than Godzilla. Like, look, here we have this, right? And we have to look at Godzilla's proportions correctly, right? So That's just a thought immediately. I like the color palette. I like the pinks and the dusky grays and the big old rocks that look like teeth. I like that. I kind of wish I got to see whatever this thing is when it was alive, though. Whoa, it's a top-down perspective like the original Zelda. This is neat. I wonder if all of Alkaline is like this. It's trippier to see this smaller Godzilla sprite moving around like this. I didn't expect it at all. There's a new thing on the heads-up display. It's labeled Daru. I have no idea what that is yet. This level's music is minimalistic. It's called Desert Ambience. Don't know much about it. So I'm imagining, one moment. I'm imagining something like, when you mention Zelda, I kind of think of like an 8-bit version of the Gerudo Desert music playing. That's just kind of what I'm imagining happening. And oh, look, there's Godzilla jumping, and then there's that kaiju again. Fortunately, English, sorry. This level gives me a lot of wide open spaces to run around and get used to the controls, which are smooth and responsive. Thank goodness. My body tensed up for the first time. I'm jumping over the chasm, but it works. I checked the inventory screen. There's nothing yet. There he is! There's him! There he is! Look at him! Okay, I really love the biomechanical design of this kaiju here, Cosby. It really does give me sort of kind of a Guyver or Geiger-esque feeling. I get kind of like, yeah, I get Geiger, H.R. Giger, sorry, feelings. Giger, his last name is pronounced Giger feelings from this kaiju's design. It really does give me a Giger-esque feeling, mainly because of his skull shaped kind of gives me that like gas mask respirator feeling. That's like the most Giger-esque feeling I get from that design. Target acquired. Invader 1. Designation Godzilla. Execute on site. All Dragon units converge to this location. It's our first enemy, a bronze robot. It's called Dragon. And they know Godzilla's name. I don't like the fact that they know my name. I wanted them to make them look like a hostile alien, but a bit retro. Yeah, I can see them coming out of a 70s comic. Yeah, I can see that. The Dragon can walk around in 4 directions, and I can fire a little bullet from their mouth. They can punch and kick, slow, easy to deal with, though he doesn't drop health or energy when he's destroyed. Is that because he's a robot, I wonder? But little coins that add up to Daru on the counter. A bronze coin is worth 5 Daru. You can find them laying around in some areas. Interesting. That's great and all, but I'm not seeing any health or energy capsules, which is worrying me. How am I supposed to regain my health here? I'm guessing that's what the Daru is for. I'm going to have to play this screen very carefully until I can figure it out. Oh, hey! Flying robots. These robots, this kind of gives me have you ever read the book Chariot of the Gods, Cosby? Because I get a kind of, I don't know, Chariot of the Gods feeling, a Von Daniken feeling. That's just my thoughts, you know. You don't got to think about it, I'm sorry. There are 2 types of enemies, a hovering drone and a little silver robot. Both are just simple turret enemies. I found out you can destroy the rocks in these levels. I was hoping they'd have health capsules, but they only have Daru coins. I found a silver one, which is worth 20 Daru. Yeah, I don't like the fact that there's a real big skull there either. That's not a good sign. Look, if we look at the size of the skull and we compare it to Godzilla, that thing had to be massive. Look. Right? Look, here's the skull. I'm circling it with my mouse. And here's Godzilla. If we compare the sizes, right, that thing had to be fucking huge. I wonder what creature it belonged to. I hope any living ones don't ambush me on the precautious land bridge like this one. If I reach the end of the level, I was just wandering around. I don't know if I found the exit or if there is no exit at the end of the level. The level ends on a timer or what. I'll try Vabra's wall now. Okay, I don't like this guy, this guardian wall monkey here. It is quite a wall indeed. I'm guessing Humpty Dumpty looking fellow here on the rails is the titular Vabra. Or Vabra. I don't know how you pronounce it, I'm sorry. Let's see what his deal is. He has a strange musical theme, like a jaunty musical. So I'm like doo doo ba doo ba doo da na 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 da bum 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 da na bum bum ba ba da na 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 like that, but more intimidating English. It reminds me of Montagues and the Capulets by Proconave. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry. Star Wars Cantina music, yeah, sort of. I am Vabra. I am in control of the borderlines of Alkali. If you want to enter the bronze sector, you must pay a toll of 300 daru. Okay, is it me or does, like, I know those are meant to be like antennas for like a headset, right? I know that's meant to be like a headset antenna, but for some reason, my dumb, stupid brain immediately makes me think that he has a bald spot, and now I cannot unsee it. Like, right? Like he's balding and that he has like hair on the sides of his head. Don't tell me you don't see that, right? I'm not the only one who sees that he's balding. Or he looks like he's balding because of the way, that's just what I get. I'm sorry. You don't nearly have enough. Don't come back until you can pay the toll. Fuck you, Vabra. Oh, great. I don't have... You have to pay a toll to get through. I figured it would be something like that. Back into the wastes to grind for some more money. Oh, boy. Grinding for money, one of my favorite things in video games. At least the toll isn't that bad, though. This is just the first wall, and there's at least 2 more after this one. Got the... I don't like these monsters. No, sir. Got the 300 Doraru. Back to Vabra's wall. Very good! Now let me see your ID card. ID card? You don't have an ID card. I can create one for you, but that will cost another 200 Daru. Oh, come on! You couldn't have mentioned that before. Ugh. This reminds me of getting my driver's license every time. They're like, Mr. Miller, do you have your birth certificate with you? And I'm like, why do I need my birth certificate? I'm showing you my driver's license. You can see that I can drive. You can see it right here. You can see that I can drive. Ugh. Yes, the irony of greed. For Pete's sakes, fine, I'll go and grind so I can get your damn card. But first, we might as well see if we can get some more useful information out of this guy, namely where the health power-ups are at. Each sector has a market. Each sector has a market where you can purchase items to restore your health and energy. Well, that's what I suspected. It's nice to have a straight answer, though I'm not thrilled with the prospect of having to pay to regain my health every time. That does make me wonder, though. At the moment, I'm barricaded outside the bronze sector and I can't reach the market. I'm not too worried for myself. But what happens to someone else who doesn't have the money and is desperately in low health? Political commentary joke. That is not of my concern. I will only let paying customers with verified entities enter my border wall. They should have planned better before arriving here. Sheesh, that's this cold, just straight up. Pay me if entrance fee or die. What a lovely place Alkaline must be. And I'm not even through the gate yet. After going back and forth for the waste to grind, I now can pay the fee for the ID card. This feels like some kind of alien DMV in purgatory, where instead of waiting lines, you have to fight giant robots that want to kill you and then pilfer their pocket change from the debris. Excellent! Now you're ready to receive your ID card after the bronze sector. Walk over to the cameras to your left or your right and have your photo taken. Your ID card will be dispensed in the center console. Click. Here is your bronze sector ID card. Do not lose it or you will have to buy a replacement. Name, Godzilla. Height, 50 meters. Weight, 20,000 tons. Birthplace, unknown. Race, unknown alien. Net worth, 0. Well, 20,000 tons? Does the Godzilla I'm playing actually weigh that much, or is that just statistics from the movies or something? Whatever, this part was ridiculous. Now I can finally enter the bronze sector. There's a gate. Gotta feel like this is satisfying to stride in through the gate. I kind of hope that entering the Sing gate feels that nicely. That would be funny, SG. That would be funny, though. Godzilla is finally in, but Rodan, in the midst of grinding and dealing with Vibra, I completely forgot about Rodan. Oh no. Please tell me Vibron isn't going to do what he makes he's going to do. I am Vibron. Oh god. So you have to grind for each individual character. That is truly hell. That is truly hell. This is truly some demonic hell bullshit that you have to grind for the money all over again. Oh my god, I've gotten through all of that again. You've got to be kidding me. Maybe I could reason with him. I am aware of that Godzilla foreigner who has crossed through recently. I don't care what your connection is to him. You still have to pay your toll and purchase your bronze sector ID card. That went over about as well as I expected. I don't think he realizes that Rogan and Godzilla are both controlled by me, but it doesn't matter. Well, back to the grindstone. I'm going to get a drink and some snacks. Something is telling me that alkaline is going to take a while. That's just a feeling. I suppose it's probably a good idea for me to get used to Rodan with the new control scheme. I think Godzilla will be fine for the moment, just sitting there where he is. I'm going to do what I need to do in order to get Rodan up that stupid wall. Okay. Oh boy, the robots are shooting generic NES energy bullets at Rodan. I hate those generic energy lemons. You know what I'm talking about, the generic NES energy lemons. He handles pretty much the same as Godzilla. Oh wait, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this before now, but this is Rodan's energy attack. It's a blast of mist from his mouth. Ooh, it reminds me of the fire breath in the Kirby games. Yeah, I'm getting a kind of fire breath feeling from the Kirby games. I can see that. Speaking of fire, the mist is flammable, and if it gets hit by enemy fire, the clouds of mist burst into flames. Sounds fun. He can also fly, though he can't reach high latitude in this top-down view, but it's handy for getting an ambush. Not much else. Interesting. I like Rodan's flying animation here through the chasm. It kind of makes me wish that we got an NES Rodan game where it was just like a top-down shooter where you play as Rodan and you fly and you shoot, I don't know, generic NES energy lemons at your enemies. That's just a thought, I'm sorry. Really? There was a Rodan game, huh? Interesting, Cosby. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. Thank you, Cosby. I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Rodan can fly! I've got an idea! A wonderful idea. Oh, you're going to fly through the wall. I have to do this round in front of him, so I better go fast. Go, go, go! Oh no. Is Vibra going to attack him? I would truck one of those wings back if I were you. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay, these robots kind of give me they really look more like they belong to a Sega Genesis game, Cosby, which is really, really nice. They look like some sort of like enemies you would see in some sort of Sega Genesis run and gun game more than they belong. Really? There's only 4 colors? Really? Really? Holy shit. Wow, that's really impressive, Cosby. Holy fuck. I'm just flabbergasted by how impressive these sprites look, how detailed and impressive these sprites look. If you told me there were more than 4 colors, I would have believed you. If you told me there were more than 4 colors, I would have believed you. The screen scrolls upwards to show the 6 drones that have been on the other side of the wall this entire time. I get the impression they could have been stacked side to side across the entire length of it. This is totally not worth it. I could legally execute you for that, but as you're new here, I will show you some mercy. Instead, you shall pay me a small 200 Daru family fee each time you cross. Oh, of course, mercy involves giving him more money. This sucks. But it's better than having Rodan get shot to death. It was only my own fault for trying to cheat. I should have known better. Went back through the wastes. Didn't see anything new to document. Here's Rodan getting an ID card. Rodan! Wait. Height, 50 meters. Wait. 15,000 tons. Birthplace, unknown. Race, unknown alien. Net worth, unknown. And with that, I finally got both monsters past the wall. But doing so used up nearly all my money, so that means I need to get more. Back to the wastes. The 2 other icons on the board sent me to slightly different versions of the level. Okay, there's Godzilla and the firing drones. So those kind of make me think of like stingers on a wasp. I don't know if that was intentional. And the more I look at these like tiny drones' heads, you know what I think of? I think of the Eraserhead baby. I think of the Eraserhead baby when I see these guys' tiny little noodles. I don't know why, but I do. I'm sorry. There wasn't anything new until I got to the level and encountered a mini-boss guarding the exit. It's some kind of blue snapping turtle creature. Ooh, Cosby. So, this kind of gives me an Ultra Kaiju feel, mainly because of the eyes, right? The eyes give me a very Ultraman Kaiju feel. That's just my opinion anyways, I'm sorry. He doesn't... Oh, really? Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that, Cosby. That's a cool cut. Thank you. He doesn't have any attacks besides chomping at you and launching himself with rockets from his feet. This new tackle ability is good for getting out of the way, which is good because I really don't want to lose any more health. They fly now. They fly now, .png. You get that joke, I'm sorry. Mostly running away from him and getting used to the heat beam as much as possible. To keep Godzilla away from his beak, he doesn't drop any Daru after death, oddly. Another variation doesn't have a difference besides the colors. It's time to head out to the market to stock up on supplies. Godzilla! Bronze Market. Hello there, my name is Dunbar. Welcome. No, he sounds like Morshu. This guy definitely sounds like Morshu. Do you have any bombs? Enough rubies. I can't do Morshu's voice, but yeah. This guy is Morshu. He sounds like Morshu. You can't tell me otherwise. I get straight to the point and tell him what I'm here for. Do you sell any items that restore health and energy? However, I must also... However, you must also buy some plush toys. Ooh, plush toys merch. What? That's dumb. Why do I have to buy those things? I don't know. Yes, merch, plush toys. I would actually like some plush toys of your monsters, Cosby. I would like toys based off of your monsters. If you could ever do that. I don't know if you can legally. This is my store policy. You have to buy at least 1 plush toy with each order. Alright, fine. I'll just have to roll with it. This is the only market in the bronze sector has. At least it's just 1 per order. Proceed to look. There he is. There's Pinky. There's Pinky. There's Pinky. The fuck? Dynax, Pinky, and Radon. A typo of Rodan. Huh. I really like this radon design. It's kind of a cute plush pterodactyl. I wouldn't actually mind having a toy of that. The Friends Lizard! He's here. The Friends Lizard. The Friend Lizard. He's here. He's real. He's real. I love him. Oh, really? Oh, well, I guess I gotta get one now. Dang it. The, there's Enbis Friend, which is which appears to be a typo of friend, and Wooly. It's the Friend Lizard. I love him. It's the Friend Lizard. I love him. Rather sparse. I wonder what kind of meat this is. I I actually don't want to know what kind of meat this is because I get a feeling that it's probably these folks' meat. Like he's some sort of weird cannibal and he's selling his own people's meat. That's just a feeling I get that it's actually these. I don't know if they're birds or dinosaurs or reptiles, but I get a feeling that packaged meat is something sinister that I would not want to eat. And energy drink. I'm assuming the meat replenishes health meter and the drink replenishes the power meter. The plushes are all $5 each, which is great. I'm not going to go broke by having to buy them. I bought 3 packs of meat and 3 drinks and 1 plush. I would have bought more, but I ran out of... He ran out of the meat and the drinks. Okay. Yeah, I get a feeling that this packaged meat is something completely unethical. That's just a feeling I'm getting. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I'm not being subtle about the fact that I'm buying up all the supplies I can and only 1 plush each time. Hey, I'm not complaining with this store policy, and he's not complaining. My only concern is how often this guy restocks. Better head into the slums neck. Okay. Packaged unethical meat. As soon as I get started up the level, I pause and I went through the inventory screen. I do like the way that the inventory organizes items by alphabetical order. Anyways, the moment of truth. We're going to find out just how much of a pain alkaline is going to be. Selected the packaged meat and it replenishes 5 blocks. That's not bad at all. 10 Daru for restoring half of my health. I hope I just don't need to use them constantly. I'm not loving this change in gameplay mechanics, but I was expecting much worse after. Okay, I don't like these slums are really giving me third world country feelings, like developing nations compared to a developed nation feeling. I stood there for a couple seconds. There was no sign of anything attacking me, just some soft melancholy music. It suits the dismal looking place. Well, I've got time to breathe. I want to see if the plush toys are capable of doing anything. I choose you, Pinky. Go forth and attack. Well, it doesn't do anything. I just look how depressed Pinky looks here. Pinky just looks like he's seen shit. Well, Pinky, it looks like you actually went to hell. Fuck you, Pinky. It really is just a plush toy. And some guy just ran up and stole it. Hey, that's mine, you little asshole. Get back here. I don't like how there's spy satellites in this hovering over this this slum here. I don't like that. No, sir. I don't like the fact that there's a spy satellite. Many robots were harmed during the making of this. This is true, Cosby. He's running back to his parents. Stupid boy, what were you thinking? Do you know you're putting us in danger? Oh, damn, that looks like it hurt him. He threw it on the floor. I thought he didn't want it. That's why you ran? And that's why you ran with him chasing you? Do you think I'm an idiot? Apologize right now. I'm sorry. Here's your toy back. Please don't hurt me or my grandma. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Why do they assume I'm going to hurt them over this? Especially the grandma who had nothing to do with this. Please forgive my grandson. He's young and foolish and doesn't appreciate how dangerous stealing can be. Abra versus Will Smith versus Nakazera. Cosby, I just imagine like Utna music playing over like the slapping. Just we can do that. We have to have the Utna music playing over the slapping, or Rosa Versailles music playing, depending on your anime slapping taste of the day. Okay, is there? I would like to know more about Alkali. So would I. I am not the wisest around, but I will still give your questions as the best I can answer. Not to be rude, but I've never seen one like you before. Where do you come from? I'm not sure how to answer this question in a way that will make sense. I'll just say I'm from Earth. The planet Earth. It's in another solar system. I've never heard of that planet before. What would you like to know about Alkali? Can you explain to me why Alkali has sectors and big walls between them? Alkali was not always divided into sectors. That came when the creature called Andinovius arrived here. Ooh, I don't like it. Well, good. That's good. I like Utna's music too, Cosby. I'm sorry. When that horrible thing arrived, it corrupted the minds of the people, infecting them with maddening greed, seeking more and more wealth by many means necessary. Our whole world was twisted around it. We were divided into classes. The least profitable ended up here in the bronze sector. Oh no. Oh no, it introduced capitalism. Oh no, it introduced capitalism. The demon introduced capitalism to these turtle people's world. They built these walls to keep the lower classes out of the higher sector. I don't know, that's just the voice I'm going with, Cosby. That's the voice I'm going with. They claim you can work your way up to the higher sector. But I've never seen this happen. Not once! Audaveus sounds like one of those sin monsters I've been finding on each of world. So they aren't native, but an intrusive force of some kind. The story she's telling strongly suggests Audaveus came here intentionally to carry out a plan, and until now I had the impression they were just mindless beasts. Though Xolta having his face carved into some of the bricks of this area was a detail I didn't fit in with that idea. I've got more questions, but I realized I haven't even asked the name of our new friend here. My name is Abra, and my grandson is named Yad. I wish we had met under better circumstances. Poor Abra. My name is Carl. Don't worry about what happened here earlier. I forgive Yad. In fact, he can keep Pinky. Consider my gratitude for the information you've given me here. Carl sounds like Duke Nukem now in my brain. I'm sorry. Thank you for showing us mercy. Most of Alkaline would not be so kind. I like you, Abra. I like you. You're a good turtle bird thing. What do you mean by that? Those corrupted by the madness are viciously defensive of what they consider their possessions. If a child or an old crone like myself stole something, they might kill us. So in Alkaline, if a child steals something, it is common to retaliate with murder. Jesus, that's harsh. Goddamn, no wonder she was so tense. Does that qualify as legal execution like Vabra was talking about? The farther on I go, the worse this place gets. Can you tell me about Audaveus? I've never seen it myself, but I've heard things. It's sort of a giant, armored giant that lives in the eastern edge of the gold sector. Iron giant, you say? Some sort of robot, I believe. It's giant and it lives on the eastern edge of the gold sector. exactly where the sin icon is on the board. That confirms what I suspected. What happened to the rest of your family? My husband died fighting against the army of Andaveus. My son and his wife were worked to death in the factory. Oh, well, that's just fucking depressing. They wouldn't let me put them to rest. They wouldn't even let me. Okay, no, that's. Oh, ow. 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 Okay. One moment. A little personal note. I didn't get to say goodbye to my father before he passed away. They wouldn't even let me hug him. They wouldn't let me hug my father because he had COVID and they didn't want us to touch his body, and it still hurts. It still hurts. Still hurts. I don't know why it still hurts. No, it's quite alright. You didn't know. That's awful. Why do they gain from preventing from seeing their deceased family? I have no answer for that question. I don't know what to imagine why. In her position, I wouldn't either. Poor Abra. She didn't deserve this. I consider telling her that I'm here to destroy Andaveus, but I've decided against it. I noticed a satellite in the sky over her tent. I don't want the risk of saying anything that could cause trouble for them. Thank you for your help. I hope things will get better for you and Yad. Hope is a fleeting feeling. Goodbye, Carl. May the heavens smile upon you. I feel bad for them, but at least I was known being willing to give some useful information. I tried to talk to the other residents, but either they ignored me or asked for money. Kind stranger, can you spare some dough for me? I feel it's time to move on. So let's try the excavation site next. Oh, hey, it's the excavation robots. I like how they all have similar gas mask heads. That's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. That's a nice touch, in my opinion. This site is enormous, with 8 more layers ascending into the background. The music is a heavy industrial mood, fitting with the image of the robots hauling thousands of tons of dirt and stone. The first one I encountered is yellow, with stripes and armor plates on his back, its arms like an excavator. His only attack was to wave his arms around. Like the dire guns, they drop 4 bonds Daru when they are destroyed. Cosby, I'm getting a lot of Transformers vibes from the design of these construction robots. And I know you're a Transformers fan, but were you inspired by any of the Bayformers when making these sprites? The next type looks like a bull. Okay, good. I just needed to know that. Thank you, Cosby. Yeah, that type looks like a bulldozer with arms and legs. Clearly, these robots are designed for construction, but they're programmed to defend the site from intruders as well. This type doesn't walk, but rolls forward on its tread with its legs. There's a spike on the thrill beneath their head and a big sickle-striped blade on the tail to kick up clouds of dust as it charges at me. It takes more damage than the first robot did. It may be hard to see, but there are silver pods in the background behind these robots. I'm not sure what those are used for. Maybe recharging stations? There's a good point. It may be hard to see, but the silver pods in the background behind the robots. Oh, hey, it's the drill Bronchiosaurus. As you may have noticed, there are more robots in the background, walking around on the background layer. This machine is the center of this screenshot. Appears to be a giant escalator they use to travel up and down the layers. I've noticed the silver robots flying up with propellers. They look like drones, like surveillance drones. I'm thinking Vidaris has some kind of surveillance system throughout the world of Alkaline to keep an eye on his workers, but that's just a thought. I don't know for sure. The third type of robot resembles a long-necked dinosaur with 4 tread feet in the drill for the mouth. The long neck gives it a greater range of attack than the previous 2. I focus my attacks on its head and I keep up distance from it. The fourth type is the most annoying. The only type that uses a projectile. It has a body. It has the same body as the first robot, but gray with a large barrel on the back and a different of its hand. It spits goop that hardens in contact, temporarily immobilizing whatever body part it hits. It's similar to the frost breathers from Guild, but these guys don't give up on close attack. It looks like it's spitting concrete at it, and I'm guessing that barrel is where it stores the concrete on its back. That's just a thought, though. This guy gives me an ankylosaur feel. This guy gives me an ankylosaur feel. These are the last two types: the chunky green robot with the dump truck bed on its back, and a variant of the long neck with a hook on a wire instead of a drill. The green robot doesn't have any weapon, but does have the toughest armor. It takes the most hits to defeat. The yellow long neck isn't much different than the red, but being able to throw its hook on its wire gives it a long range attack. I saved up my heat babe and use them. So this guy likes to use like a scorpion attack. This guy likes to go, get over here, and use like his hook like scorpion, is what I'm getting from reading this. So yeah, he goes, boop, and tries to bring you over to him. Another mini-boss, a humanoid twice the size of the others with a large claw on its back holding a wrecking ball. Yep, it's going to throw the wrecking ball at you. It looks pissed. It kind of gives me a gorilla feel. I don't know why, but whenever I see like giant humanoids with kind of long arms, I kind of immediately like go to gorillas and Sasquatches and like apes. I don't know why. My brain just goes there. It is kind of like Devastator. He can fire a wrecking ball on a chain similar to the yellow long one with his neck hook. I dodged it the first time, but it hit me on the second try. I didn't time my jump right. Oh, I've been there before. He can cut a bar and a half of my health. Okay, that's good to know. One moment. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, I had some water, sorry. I'm down to less than half my health. No playing around. I let off my full-powered heat beam, and he staggered for a second. Now he's getting in close and trying to punch me. I'm faster, so I dodged those and they alternate between punching him in the face and using tail whips. Good to know. Yeah, eat shit, gorilla robot. He kind of does look like a Bionicle now that you mention it. I keep dodging until my pure meter fully restores, then the claw on his back wiggles before he uses the wrecking ball. I use that moment to fire a full-powered heat beam, and that takes him down. And he drops 100 Daru! Fucking hell, that's a lot of money. The Bronze City reminds me a lot of the Mecha City levels from Monster of Monsters, though this place has structure that look like buildings and houses. They look like they've been shot at on a regular basis. For a technological marvel, it's poorly maintained. I guess this city got hit hard during the war Abra mentioned. The first enemies encountered are dry guns and those flying drones from the sun-baked wastes. Aside from the change in perspective, they are the same as the ones before. Oh, hey, it's the tank kaijus with the tank on their backs. I really like this design because it gives... Yet again, I get a feeling like these creatures with the tank on their back are naturally occurring like creatures that have been biologically engineered to be slightly larger so that they can carry around a tank. That's yet again a theory with these designs. Two new enemies appear as a silver robot with the propellers that I caught a glimpse of in the excavation site. It holds boulders with its four claws and wires, then drops them when you get close enough. I can't do anything other than that. It's easy to avoid as long as I'm paying attention. The other is this green ape-looking cyborg with bronze armor and a turn on the back. It walks around, jumps, and the turbo auto aims to match Godzilla's position when it matches me. Most of the enemy in this level are dragons with the little silver thing, the tentacle on front reappears. The only thing I have to comment here is on the music. It's probably my favorite track so far. Heavy industrial beats similar to the excavation site, but this is quicker and more upbeat. It gives me a feeling that this city used to be very productive place before it became a wreck. Here's the poor lizard turtle bird things, and yet again really impressive sprite work, Cosby. I have to mention that these colors and everything really does this really either feels like an early Sega Genesis game or a very, very late Nintendo Entertainment System game. Just from the use of colors and the sprite work alone, this really does feel like this couldn't be done on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Maybe on the TurboGrafx. It could be done on the TurboGrafx or the Sega Genesis. That's a feeling. This level's the Bronze Sector factory. Like most of everything else here, it's shabby and dirty. It looks like the floors haven't been cleaned in weeks. Everything but the lights hanging from the rafter have some sort of stain on them. The music is steadily the beat of thumps and clanks with intermittent sound that makes me think of a deep, brassy horn. It sounds like the anthem for prolonged hours of repetitive labor. I would not want to, Cosby. From what you've told me, and from what I've heard, being within the limitations of the NES would just be such a dick to do. So, I completely understand why you decided not to. In the back room, there are windows revealing an odd purple sky and a huge circular fan. I guess that's meant to cool down the workers. That seems really inefficient. Speaking of workers, they try not to panic and run away as soon as I enter the level, but an unknown voice puts a stop to that.
What are you? Where do you think you're going? Just because the factory is under siege doesn't mean you can get to leave. Get back to work.
The workers get back to the assembly line, attempting to ignore the brawl that's happening in front of them. I'm facing the same enemies as the Bronze City, except for the cyborg ape thing. It just happens to get to thinking this will be an unremarkable level. Something alarming happens. Oh God, no, he's died. Oh God, no, he's died. Not worker 337A is deceased. Not worker 37A. Not worker 37A. I like him. I really like these clothes because they really do look like they're very shabby and very simple. I feel bad for these bird people. Worker 37A is deceased. Jesus, that's depressing. Jesus, that's depressing. Worker 19B report to the vacant area on the assembly line. Well, that's depressing. That's depressing. This is the end goal of all. I'm not gonna get political. I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm sorry. One of the workers suddenly dropped dead, only to be immediately replaced. That one giant-eyed robot propels and grabs a body and takes off. This must have been what happened to Abra's son and daughter-in-law. What are they doing with them? Yet again, I think that they're turning them into the packaged meat. That's my theory. They're turning these dead workers who they push to exhaustion into packaged meat. That's just my thoughts. That's my theory on what's happening here. Because it would really set in the horror and the awfulness of this world if they just turned everyone into packaged meat after working them to death. After walking through the end of the assembly line, I end up in this area. There's this shoddy brick background with no windows. It looks like I'm in the lower regions of the factory, underground perhaps. This floor is a collection of conveyor belts that keep moving me forwards. There are large crushers sticking out from the ceiling. My path is blocked by this one. I had to punch at it until it retracted. The only type of enemy here is a strange orange robot with a jackhammer piston in place of leg. It only attacks are trying to stab me with his piston spike and punching is it odd movement as it gets as if it was trying to correct its balance. Oh God, they're taking the dead workers.
Yes, I was right. That is where the package need come from. I was right. I didn't read this. I'm psychic. I swear.
This is absolutely horrid. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah, that is pretty awful. Turning people who are just like collapsing to death from overworking into meat. That is some true horror. This is absolutely horrid. This is the worst thing I've ever seen yet. Alkaline is a society comprised of cannibals, or worse still, they don't even know this is happening. Are they making them eat their own family members without realizing it? Yeah, that's horrifying. I really don't want to think about that.
No organics are allowed in this area.
Okay, Cosby, this thing makes me think of Guillotine. This makes me think of your earlier work, this robot design. I'm just going to say it. It's giving me that feeling. It's giving me that feeling. Alerted by my president, the blue butcher bar robot starts attacking me. All they can do is run, jump, and stab, but they're fast, and those knives hurt. I take 4 of them before exiting the level. I'm not exaggerating when I generally sicken me. I've lost my appetite. I don't even do this with this information now. Do I tell Abra? No, nothing good of that will come of it. I couldn't imagine what it would do to someone knowing their child literally got butchered. I hate that I've been buying the end product of this. Sadly, as repulsive it is, I really don't have a choice. If I want to go through Alkaline, I have to keep buying them. Ugh, I don't like that thought. No, this went from semi enjoyable to horrific very abruptly, but I have to remind myself that enjoyment isn't what I'm here for at this point. There's a friend of mine who still needs help. I'm trying to get what I've just seen out of my head and move on to the first boss. Oh, hey, it's Meki Khan. I wonder about this one. Khan gave me a lot of trouble back on Corona. His special attack is he shoots pink balls of energy at you. Good to know. Then emits from the bulb on his head and arcs downwards and dodges towards jumping.
Shoot the Kong robot with your fire.
Another special attack, he creates a swirling purple spiral in front of his face that waves up and down in the position of the sprite as he moves, emitting a spotlight. I don't like that. I got hit and Godzilla turned purple and left me unable to move for a few seconds. Meki Khan gets some cheap shots in while I am trapped. One moment, I'm going to drink some more water. Okay, had to drink some more water. Sorry about that. The battle is getting dangerously close. I'm hitting him hard. In response, he reveals his last special attack. He can pull grenades. Well, that's just cheap. He can fucking throw grenades at you. That's just cheap. I can pull from his belt and throw at them. This is one of the hardest to dodge, but I can hit their grenades with attack and knock him back at his trajectory. Good to know. The robot gorilla is out of tricks, and I send him down to Davy Jones's locker. I didn't need any bizarre glitchy assistance this time. Now we're heading off to the Silver Sector. After this lovely visit with Vabra, I can hardly wait. Well, damn. This was really good, Cosby. Cosby, would you like to come on and say hello to the viewers? Would you like to come on and Discord and talk to the viewers for a bit, or should I just end the stream here? Okay, then I'm just going to end the stream. Cosby, since you're the guest of honor here and you're the author of this amazing work and the artist of this amazing work, what kind of music would you like us to sign us off on? I'll let you decide what music we get to sign off on for the day, and then I'm going to go for my walk, and I'll make an icon of this stream and bring it up on YouTube later. I can't see that link. Could you just tell me what it is so I can bring it up? Sorry. For some reason, it's not showing up on my thing. I apologize. Okie dokie, you're the boss, Chief. I'd like to thank you all for coming. It really does mean a lot to me that people come to these streams. And remember, kids, packaged meat, it's made of people. Holy shit, it's made of dead, overworked workers. That is some truly horrific shit. You can follow me if you want to. Or don't. I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad. Thank you, by the way. That's it. That's it. Goodbye, JoJo's. Goodbye. Goodbye.